Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Happy Monday. Today I'm going to share with you our meals of the week. These are the recipes that I cooked for the last week for our family of 5. I have me and my husband. I have 3 kids that are 13, 10, and 7. So let's get into it. For this first recipe, I made a barbecue chicken sandwich, and these, let me tell you, these were absolutely amazing. I've made barbecue chicken in the past using my Instapot, and I've made it using the crock pot, and this has been my favorite way to make it. So basically the recipe called for pre-made chicken, but I don't got time for that. Like, I gotta use my stuff, right? So I just took some chicken breasts that I already had, and I cooked them in the morning, and I seasoned them with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika. I also basted them with a little bit of butter. So every 10 minutes or so, I would just go over there, I would baste it with the juices in the butter, and it turned out so good. So after I did all that, I chopped it up and then added the barbecue sauce and the other seasonings that the recipe required. If you want to make this, I will have all the links down below for all of the recipes. I used sourdough bread, I used garlic butter, and I cooked it onto the stove. It was amazing. The more I sat with it, I was like, this would be so good with like some pineapple, some red onion, and putting it on a pizza. So good. So the next day, I decided I was going to make chicken shish kebabs, and I had some canned pineapple in the pantry, and I had some bell peppers. And so I just used whatever I had. You can use whatever vegetables you have. I know a lot of people like to have onion. My family, besides me, hates onion, so I try to avoid it if it's like, you know, not hidden in a recipe. You can totally use that. You can use mushrooms, you can use any vegetables you have, but the combination with the chicken and the pineapple, so good. I'm sorry, I'm saying so good way too much. For the marinade, I used sauces that I already had. For other recipes that I've made, you know, months ago, I've accumulated quite a bit of things, you know, I feel like we all do that. So I had some leftover teriyaki sauce, I had some hoisin, I think I used a little bit of the pineapple juice from the canned pineapple, and I just basted it on the chicken. At the end, I also added more teriyaki sauce on top of it after it was done. It was amazing. It was, I'm not gonna say it, it was amazing. So on this day, we decided to make, or when I say we, I mean me, I decided to make stuffed taco potatoes, and I had went out and bought a brand new bag of potatoes, and tell me why most of them were not good. I felt like I had to throw away the majority of the bag, and the ones that were salvageable were so tiny. So if you see a lot of tiny potatoes, that is why. But it still worked out. The recipe was great. It was definitely unique. I would make it again. It was a different take on like a burrito, essentially. But basically all you do is you just bake potatoes, and then when they are ready, when they're done, you pop them out and you add whatever you want. You could add ground turkey, ground beef, steak, chicken. You just want to have it seasoned like you're going to make taco meat. And then you can add pico de gallo, sour cream, guac, cheese, whatever. It's so versatile, and it's super yummy. If you watched the video I posted 2 weeks ago now, I talked about how I was going to be taking some time every week and making freezer meals, or making meals specifically for the freezer, and this was one of them. So I got some sourdough bread, or I had some sourdough bread that we didn't use for a different dinner, and I decided to make garlic bread to stick in the freezer. So this is my favorite way to make garlic bread. You just take a stick of butter, a loaf of bread, however much garlic you want, and then some dried or fresh parsley, and then you can also add cheese if you want. But this freezes so well, and it is the tastiest way to make garlic bread. On this day, I made a batch of spaghetti. I actually doubled this batch of spaghetti because, again, we used half of it for dinner that night, and then I froze the other half into my super cubes and for later use. And this is my favorite way to make spaghetti. All you do is you take 2 cans of tomato sauce, 1 can of tomato paste, and then you will add oregano, basil, parsley, garlic powder, onion powder, and then you just want to do it to taste. So this is something that I cook on the stove when I make it all day long, anywhere between 6 to 8 hours. The longer it sits, the better it gets. So leftovers are actually, they taste better than the day that you make it. So for the meat, I added 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of Italian sausage. That was because I doubled the recipe. If you were making it and you weren't doubling the recipe, you would just add 1 pound of either ground beef and Italian sausage, or a half a pound of ground beef and a half a pound Italian sausage. The combination of the Italian sausage and the ground beef is really good.
I can't believe that you came into my life. You made me feel again. Now it's my turn. You say you've always been a little bit shy, but I can put an end to your fears. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away.
And there we have it. That is what I made for the last week for dinners for my family of 5. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.